request for proper hang clean form. So I've been posting a lot of videos of myself in here training, and I've been doing a lot of cleans. I have a portable squat rack, but also, I'm not lifting so heavy to where I need to really use it. I don't have a ton of weight here. The heaviest I can go up to with the weight I got is 225. So just to get extra work in and everything, I've just pretty much been cleaning everything up. And I don't know, maybe people just see me doing a bunch of cleans, so they want to know how to properly clean, or from the fact that we're limited on equipment, we're limited on what we can do, and people are just trying to find ways to be able to keep their power and explosiveness up. So the clean in either regard is a great choice. So, but on that note, the clean, I've been a coach, for 10 years, and, outside of a snatch, the clean is probably one of the tougher lifts to kind of coach in person, nonetheless, let alone doing it over a video. But you guys ask, and I'll try to deliver the best that I can. So when it comes to the clean, the question asks for hang clean form. I'm not sure though if people know the difference. So you can do a hang clean. There's different types of cleans. You can do a power clean, a squat clean, or essentially just a standard clean. But we call them squat clean sometimes, so that way people can kind of get the difference. Then there's a hang clean. So the difference between all the clean variations. So I set this up so you guys can see. A power clean is essentially when the bar goes from the ground straight up into the front rack position. So that's a power clean. So it looks like this. So you start from the ground and it's straight up to the front rack position. That's a power clean. A hang power clean is a clean, but it's from the hang position. The hang position is when the bar is basically hanging at your waist. So a hang power clean is from this position, the hang position, not from the floor. So that's a hang clean. And then a squat clean, you can do a full squat clean, which is from the floor, or you can do a hang squat clean. And that's just essentially when you clean the bar up, but you catch it into a front squat position instead of basically standing. So, a standard squat clean, you're from here, and then stand it up. And then you can also do that from the hang position as well. So those are all your different variations of the clean. I myself, and for most of the people that I coach the power variations of the clean. I do power cleans or hang power cleans. I kind of bypass the full squat cleans just because, for all intents and purposes of what we're doing, like we're not, unless you're an Olympic weightlifting, competitor, you don't necessarily need to be doing full squat cleans. Typically we're doing them to develop power anyways, and I find people can focus more on power expression in a power clean or hang power clean, as opposed to being overridden by technique when it comes to catching it in a squat position. So for all intents and purposes, I pretty much only coach the power variations, so that's what I'll teach you guys how to do. So the biggest thing, that you have to keep in mind when it comes to a clean is you want the bar to travel in a straight line. So basically, the big mistake, let me get a lighter bar here. So I got my empty axle bar here. The biggest mistake you see with people trying to learn how to clean is they basically, if I get from the side here so you can see this, they take their bar, whether it's a hang clean or a power clean, doesn't matter, but they come up, and when they get to this spot, when it comes time to get that bar up, they turn it into more of a bicep curl, and that bar starts to travel out in front of their body, so they get out in front of it like this, okay? You don't want to do a reverse bicep curl, so I'm not, trying to do this sort of motion. We want the bar to travel in a straight line. So when that bar is coming up from the knees, we want that guy traveling in a straight line, and that requires you to be able to pull the bar up, pull your elbows up, all right? So there is quite a bit of shoulder mobility requirement when it comes to cleaning, not only internally rotating because in that high pull position, but also external rotation to swing those elbows to get under the bar at the top in the front rack position. So there's two pulls to a clean. You have your initial pull from the floor, and then you have the second pull, which is basically from the knees up. And the second pull takes place at the same time that you're really popping those hips. So if this was on the ground with weight, we're starting here. The first pull takes place from here to here. That's the first pull. So getting from the floor to just above the knee, all right? And that's basically just like a deadlift. It basically looks just like a deadlift. And then from here, we're gonna be popping the hips up, getting triple extension. We want extension on the hips, the knees, and the ankles. So you're extending everything as fast and explosively as possible. At the same time you do that, we're doing that pull with the arms. And we're basically pulling those elbows. We want to pull those elbows up. Keep the elbows above the wrists because we don't want to do the bicep curl. We're pulling up. So at that same time that we're doing that strong hip pop, we're popping this stuff and we're pulling that bar up and then swinging the elbows under to catch in the front rack position. So this is an exercise that takes a ton of practice, and it's gonna feel weird, it's gonna feel awkward, but then you'll do it right. You'll do it right once, and you'll know you did it right because it'll feel effortless. Like the bar will just glide and float right through the range of motion, and it'll be quick and it'll be clean, just like that. And then you'll mess it up a bunch of other times, and then you'll hit it again. And then just the more you practice, the more you'll be able to start to hone in on the proper technique. So, and it's tough for me to show you guys this because you can't do a clean slow. The whole purpose behind a power clean and the Olympic lifts is they are bouts of explosive power. And power is speed times force. There has to be a speed component. You cannot do it slow. When you're practicing this, you gotta go for it. You gotta grip it and you gotta rip it. So here we go.